So as of me recording this, GoFest for 2022 is officially over. And the big question on a lot of players' minds is, was the $15 price tag worth it in the end? And a lot of players are extremely disappointed, really disappointed in how the event turned out. I'm going to try and approach this from a very neutral point of view, okay? I'm going to try and be as fair to Niantic and as fair to the overall player base as I can, because I'm really mixed. I'm not as disappointed as everyone else for reasons that I will get into in this video, and I'm definitely not like this was the greatest event of all time, because it obviously wasn't. There were a lot of missteps that I feel happened. Also, I apologize if I'm looking down more than usual, because I do have notes. For once in my life, I have notes for this whole event. And oh boy, we have several things to talk about. First, let's talk about how this compares to last year's event. Last year was in my opinion, a phenomenal event. It's what got me back into playing Pokemon Go until I stopped playing again kind of later on last year, but that's not what we're talking about here. Last year's GoFest was sort of, it revived new life into the game for me. And one of the reasons for this was because on the second day of GoFest, aka that Sunday for that weekend, they put every single legendary Pokemon back into raids. Or as far as I can tell, it being every single legendary. I don't know. I don't really know. It was a good number of them. That's what I remember. And this led me to catch a whole bunch of Pokemon that I missed that I actually really wanted to catch, like Dialga and Ho, I think, not Raikou. I didn't get a Raikou. I got an Entei. I know I got an Entei. And I got one of my favorite Pokemon ever, Scoliosis. I should probably also mention that GoFest is a quote-unquote free for everyone event. There are elements of GoFest that are available to everyone, regardless of whether or not you paid for it, and there are sort of certain aspects of it that are locked behind certain paywalls. Last year it was $5, this year it was $15. So for this event, if you paid the $15 extra, you got extra raid passes to do more raids, you get boosted shiny odds, supposedly, and access to special research tasks and special Pokemon that I'll be going into more in this video. And overall, I think the $5 value for last year's event was so much better. I got so much more out of it than I did this year. Okay. This year's GoFest. On day one, I did get a few shinies, which is, I don't want to brag, but it is better than a lot of the player base, because it did feel like the shiny rates for GoFest did feel pretty low, actually. I actually play a lot of the community days, and I feel like I get more shinies during those community days than I do from GoFest, which is supposed to be, the big celebration for Pokemon Go each year. And it is kind of underwhelming to like go out with this high expectation that we are gonna get, boosted shiny rates, and then only getting like 3 or 4 in total. One of the big selling points of this event was that you get to catch regional specific Pokemon. One of these Pokemon being Torkoal, who can only usually be found in Asia, and Tropius, who can usually only be found in Africa. So giving players the option to catch these Pokemon, locally was a pretty cool idea. I actually kind of really liked that. I actually like Torkoal and I like Tropius's designs, and it was really neat to see them out and about in the wild and to actually catch them for yourself instead of usually you have to trade or you have to travel somewhere else in the world to acquire these Pokemon. I also managed to do a couple raids on day one, most of them being Groudon raids, because they were the only thing that was spawning at my place. I went to probably the biggest mall on the island that I'm on, and it was nothing but Groudon. I had one Kyogre raid the entire time. But it wasn't too bad, because while I did have Groudon and Kyogre from before, it was really nice to catch, actual good ones with good IVs. And I don't think I've actually raided for them before. I may have raided for Kyogre, but I know I didn't raid for Groudon. But at the same time, they were Pokemon that were already in my Pokedex. They were out for a while, so these weren't exactly exciting raids for us to do. But of course, the big selling point of the event was the Shaman that we could get, during GoFest. And, that was honestly one of my more favorite parts of the event, was getting to that cutscene. I really like, how cute. I like Shaman. I'm not afraid to admit it. I think it's cute. I think it's a cute Pokemon. I like it. But I would not pay $15 to see a cutscene of a Shaman walking in a field. That is ridiculous. And I do think that for day one of GoFest, I was very, very underwhelmed. There were also 4 rotating habitat hours that would switch up the spawns and all that. And there was nothing in particular in each of these hours that were really interesting to me, besides Torkoal and Tropius. And Axew, who's the little dragon dude. He was rotating through the hours, and those were the only 3. And I think they were all in different hours. So each hour I was really only looking for one guy, and they almost never showed up. And of course, none of them were shinies either. So yeah, very, very underwhelmed. Very underwhelmed. And then day 2 started, and oh boy, we were off to a really great start. So I started off with the new raid boss, the Ultra Beast dude. I don't know how to pronounce his name. It begins with Mr. N. So Mr. N, so I do a raid to catch Mr. N for the first time, right? And then we're immediately off to a great start, because I finished the raid, I catch the dude, and I realized I got a Hundo. He is my first legendary Hundo Pokemon. Or I guess he's not even a legendary, he's more of a, Ultra Beast or whatever. They're legendaries in my eyes. I'm sorry. I haven't played a lot of the recent Pokemon games, so he's a legendary in my eyes. And I also got a shiny Spheal, which is, pink. I thought he was cute until I evolved him, which was a huge, huge mistake. And I also got a Torkoal, who was a Hundo. So, I got a regional that was 100%, a regional that I probably will never be able to catch again locally. So that's pretty cool. But after that first raid, I didn't know what else to do with the day afterwards, because I did pay for the $15, hoping that this event or this second day would be something, wild, something to rival day 2 of last year's GoFest, and it just didn't even come remotely close to that. But if you bought the ticket, you had access to more raid passes. You could do more raids than someone who didn't buy the ticket. But since there was only one legendary Pokemon in raids, and I already got the best possible version of him, there was nothing else for me to look forward to, really. So I spent the rest of the day just doing raids for an Axew, the little dragon dude that I was talking about earlier. And I was just trying to get a shiny version of him, or at least one worth evolving into, the big, scarier dragon version of him. And that just never happened. I didn't get one that I was, really happy with. Which, from what I got today, can't really complain too much. But at the same time, I would have liked some more variety in these raids, especially since today's event was entirely revolving around them. I was already done with, what I wanted to do from the first hour. So there was just nothing left for me to look forward to. I definitely don't think that it was worth the value. I think last year, I paid $5 and I caught up in, nearly almost every single legendary that I missed, besides, a small handful of them. And then for this, I got way less for paying much more. However, unlike last year's GoFest, there is one final day that we get for paying the $15. We do have one final event coming in August that we are allowed to participate in. Nobody knows what's going to happen in that event, but I'm hoping that it's, it makes makes the extra $10 worth it. But from what we've experienced so far, I don't exactly have high hopes. I just want to tell everyone, this is not going to turn me off from playing Pokemon Go ever again. As I've mentioned, I did have a somewhat good experience playing this event. I did have, some good catches, some good spawns. But overall, it's just one bad event isn't going to make me stop playing the game. I'm still having fun with it. I still, enjoyed some aspects of it. And until, you know, Niantic makes some ungodly decision that makes me, you know, just rage quit the whole game, I'm going to continue playing it. I'm going to continue having fun with it. And yeah, I'm just going to live my life, man. I'm just going to keep touching grass and playing Pokemon. Nothing wrong with that, I think. But yeah, I'm just hoping for that August event to be something good, man. I'm just hoping that it makes this extra $10 I spent worth it. So that's it for today. But yeah, see you guys tomorrow. Thank you for watching.